It's Tuesday, February 26, 2019, and this is the vlog that takes my 30,000 to a million. We're sitting at an all-time record high at the moment. I'm going to talk a little bit about what caused this and also what I'm thinking is going to be happening in the mining industry, precious metals mining industry in the coming months, and what I plan on doing about it. Those two topics. So let's start with the portfolio review. We have the biggest culprit today was EXK. I've been lessening this position quite a bit since it's been doing so well. If we go into the history here, you'll see that I have exited quite some positions here. Um, 200, look, so about 1,000 shares I've sold already. So I started selling at 246 on February 19th, then February 20, 258, February 22, another 200 shares at 260, and then today I've sold at 264 and at 268. So I've been scaling my position down, trying to get rid of all the EXK here, even though I really like this company. I think that the silver appreciation for the metal is maturing. It's not as big of a pop as I thought it would be. It doesn't seem, and it's getting pretty late. We're almost entering into March now, and I was expecting a little bit of a bigger push. I expect still for silver to rise, so hence I still have 1,200 shares of EXK valued at $3,240 at the moment, and I also have Wheaton Precious Metals, which I'm going to be it's going to automatically sell at $23 if it reaches that level. I have a call sold against 100 of those shares. I have 133. And so if we go to what precious metals, we'll see that it's almost a $23 level. And if it reaches that, I will be selling on my birthday on March 8th. So that's what's going on with the precious metals. And this is the only precious metals left I have besides a couple shares of NEM, this Newmont Mining, and SIL, which is a silver junior, and the GDXJ. And the reason why I keep those three here, just one share each, especially those two, is because I just want to remember that I bought at the very, very bottom at 2000 and right here, 2016. This is as low as $18, $16, and my cost is 22, which is not too far off. So I bought somewhere around here, and I was able to catch right all this whole run all the way up here to $50, and I sold along the way, just like I'm selling right now on EXK. I was scale selling all the way up. So to remind myself that, how to make money in the resource sector. And same thing with GDXJ. Let me see where was it. The same thing with GDXJ over here. You can see the five. It got as low as 1770. My cost basis was 20. And so that means I bought somewhere around here, which is very, very near the bottom. So I just want to remember that. Like sometimes it may seem like a strategy you have or a conviction you have is not playing out, but if you're patient enough, this shot all the way up to 50 as well, and I was scale selling on the way up also. Now this last boom that I've been predicting for quite some time is just not nearly as aggressive as this one here, and it's taken a little bit of a different shape, and I'm just not. It just seems weak to me, and I'm scaling out, and I might miss on a lot of opportunity, but it's already been a couple months, and I haven't seen signs that my theory is playing out as strongly as it has in 2016. So that's why I'm lessening the position. All right. So I've switched a little bit talking to the mining sector. So the rest of the portfolio is basically just flat. Nothing really exciting happening except maybe energy fuels is up, like $72, 4%, whatever. Small gains, but everything else is pretty flat. So the thing about the mining industry, right, is I think that what's happening right now, even though the metals are going to be appreciating a little bit, and they are appreciating, um, there's because of this long protracted, maybe it'd help to go to a GLD chart or something like that. Let's go to GLD, which is the ETF, the exchange traded fund that tracks the gold price roughly. It seeks to track the gold price. And so because of this big bear from 2011 all the way down to 2000 and end of 2015, a lot of people in the mining industry have been skimping out on exploration, and so now they're trying to swallow each other up for resource to mine. And so it's creating a little bit of chaos. So we can see some of the bids here for Goldcorp and Newmont are merging, and then Randgold and Barrick are merging, and Barrick's trying to steal Newmont from the merger and trying to do a hostile takeover or whatnot, which is probably not going to happen. So you have all this big drama in the big, huge miners, and this inherently going to create a lot of inefficiencies. And so less metal to the market. You think that'd be good for metals, and it is, but there's a flip side to it that usually the miners are a leverage play on the metals. That's where you make the money, unless you just want to leverage the metal play. But usually the miners are where you want to be at. However, the miners are in bad shape. You're going to really have to be selective over the next year or two. If you think that the precious metals are going to continue climbing, you're going to have to pick really well ran companies with plenty of reserves that are able to be produced at low, decent cost. Because now these miners are eating each other up, and they're willing to settle for higher and higher, more and more difficult projects where the cost of extraction is going to be fairly high. And that's just my read on the market right now. So it's going to be rough to play the miners, even though I do own a lot of miners. Maybe not in this portfolio, but I own the streaming company with Precious Metals and EXK, which is my favorite company to trade. So I still own a little bit of it, but it's nowhere near a big percentage of my overall portfolio. I mean, if we go over to the account here, hello, all right, there we go, account, and so this is not the value of the account. It's just how much I have invested in the market. As you can see, I've used 26,800 gold, quote unquote gold. Um, so if we go to over here, oh, look at this, Apple, huge gains, back on top. So if we go over here, you'll see how far down the list DXK is at the moment. And Wheaton Precious Metals is right here. Then EXK is even further down. Where is it at? I can't even find it. Oh no, it's not. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this is EXK and Wheaton Precious Metals, and nowhere as big of positions as they used to be. Right now, my biggest position is, of course, um, extremely short-term treasuries or our notes, and I have Apple as the second position, 20, almost 22,000 and 17,500 almost respectively. You can see right here is the share of the portfolio, and those two things comprise half of my portfolio at the moment. The third biggest position is the Russian market, sitting at almost $5,000. So that's what's happening right now, and actually I've called sold against it. So if it reaches a certain level, that's going to sell off as well. And so it looks like I'm accumulating a lot of cash or cash equivalents, like the GSY here, and I'm looking for the next big move. Um, my read in the overall market is that it's a little bit overextended, and so I'm really kind of afraid to place any big trades if there's going to be a rough drop coming in. Like so what I've done recently is I've bought SH again, which is market short. It seeks to replicate, the inverse of the S&P 500 movement. So I don't know where I bought it. Let's see, 28.39. So somewhere around here probably. And I'm about even so far. I'm down $22, but it's a fairly large position. It's $2,800, and hopefully, if what I'm thinking is going to happen, I'm able to save some of the cash and actually benefit from a correction here. I don't know if it will happen or not, but it could pay off in a big-ish way. I'm not gonna wait for it to have a spike this big. Probably gonna sell that fund as soon as it's up like a few percent, like 3 or 4 or 5%, because I really want to be accumulating assets and I don't want to bet against stocks for many, many reasons. And I might talk about those reasons some other time. But basically, it has to do with the measuring stick of these companies, which is the US dollar and currencies in general. So that's the review um, of the portfolio, sitting at high all-time high, which I'm very happy about. I don't think it will last. I think there's going to be a contraction period sometime soon, some a little bit of a correction in the market, and I am to an extent, okay, error, loading the chart, that's fine. I am to an extent correlated with the market. You can see this big spike, right? Isn't this great? So, to an extent, I'm correlated. Apple's correlated to an extent, and all these other funds. So I'm going to be seeing a drop here, but it's not going to be as big as this gain. Yeah, I don't think so because, of course, the banks will reverse. We'll be able to catch the market and keep propelling it higher. Pretty confident in that. So I do want to accumulate more companies. I'm going to set more option trades, and I will definitely show them to you once they happen. So the only cool things that have happened so far is just the SH purchase, the short ETF, short S&P 500, and I'm waiting for a little bit of a drop in the market. I'm trying to neutralize and hedge my portfolio right now pretty hard, and then scaling down the EXK position. So that's about it. Um, Hope you enjoy this, learn something, and by the way, if you have any questions, like shoot or think or have some arguments or something you want to say about this, so feel free. Like I'm always down to chat. Leave a comment, whatever you want to do. It's cool seeing 52,000 for a first time. So anyway, happy about it. We're gonna go to a million though, so I gotta get happy. I gotta get used to saying new all-time new high, new all-time high every single time, hopefully, and keep climbing. All right, yo, good luck. Hopefully you're doing well in this rally here, and make sure that you're making your own decisions out there. Do your own research, and nothing I say here is a financial advice. I'm just doing this for entertainment, actually more for log purposes. Like I want to be able to log my progress, and if you enjoy the journey, great. You know, keep up with it. That's fantastic if you're interested. But my main purpose is to have everything on record and the procedure and all the moves I've made and my methodology out there on the internet. So in case I want to do something in the future, it's there. So anyway, it's been fun. Um, Hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday or Wednesday now. You're probably going to be, it's actually 1 o'clock on Wednesday, but I make these pretty late at night. This is the weekly chart. Pretty solid gains over the week. I'm happy with it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm rambling now. Peace out.